Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be what are demons. So in my last video, then I went over the war in heaven, how Satan or Lucifer lost his place in heaven, and how when he got kicked out of heaven, then some of the spirits there fought with him against the Lord and us. When we read the scriptures and other books like it, then it describes that in heaven 1/3 of the hosts of heaven followed Satan when he rebelled. And that is who the demons are. So what are they though? And what do they do? Well, I'm sure a lot of you have heard that Satan is the tempter, the one who tries to get everybody to sin and follow his will. And the demons are kind of like his subjects or his servants, because he is the king over them and he sends them out, and they are the ones who actually do the tempting, because Satan doesn't have the time to spend on every single person. The demons are the ones who tempt you to do what is wrong. And since they were once part of the hosts of heaven, then they are our brothers and sisters as well as Satan is. They also lost their place when Satan fell, because they fell with him. So some, I guess, famous, or rather some of the most well-documented cases of interactions with demons is, one of them is in the scriptures, and it's in the New Testament. I think it is repeated in the book of Matthew, James, and John, but there is one demon that was possessing a man out in the hillside, or just outside of a city, and no man or any person could stop that man from doing anything. They'd bind him with ropes and he'd break them easily, and he'd be able to take out a lot of people, and he could fight off quite a few people and just kind of get away, and he was completely crazy. When the Savior went out to see that man, then he came before him and he said, "What do I have to do with thee, O Son of God? Why tormentest me? Or, what are you doing here? Like, I haven't done anything to you, so why can't you just leave me alone and let me do my own thing?" But before the Savior actually cast him out, then he asked who he is, and he said, "We are called Legion, because we are many." And then when it became clear that the Savior is going to cast him out of that man's body, then he said, "Suffer me to go into the bodies of these pigs that are over there, or this herd of swine." And so then the Savior said, "Yes, that would be fine." And he cast them out of the body of the man. And then they went into that herd of swine. And then the pigs just became crazy, and they ran towards the edge of the cliff, and then they dashed themselves on the rocks at the base of the cliff. So that means they just jumped off the cliff, basically. So that would be pretty crazy to have an entire legion of demons in your body at once. So why is it that being possessed by so many demons could make him that strong? And how could they have taken control of his body? Well, I've asked that question a lot, because it seems that both demons and angels, and just the more supernatural areas of religion, are some of the most interesting. You read about all these miracles and things. The demons have always interested me a lot, so I've asked a lot of questions about them, as well as studying them on my own. And one of the conclusions that we've come to is that the body has its own natural immunities to demon attacks. Or rather, I should say, the Lord has placed boundaries that both Satan and his demons have to abide by. I mean, if there weren't any boundaries, then Satan could have destroyed the world a long time ago. So the body has natural protections against those things, and some people are born with less and some with more, just like how some people can be born with disabilities and some can be born perfectly healthy. And I think that some of those boundaries can be weakened by taking certain things. I mean, how many of you have seen a video where this person was out of their mind, high on drugs, and the police would tase them and it would do nothing, or they would be able to fight off like 2-3 guys and pain would do absolutely nothing to them? That sounds a lot like the story in the scriptures of that person who was infested by a legion of those demons. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who does drugs is just possessed with demons, but it seems like in most of the documented cases, then they are a lot stronger, a lot more aggressive, and they are able to fight off a whole bunch of people, and it's unbelievably difficult to get them under control. So as to why they are stronger, then it may be because the body has stores of adrenaline in it, and that can make us incredibly strong. You know, you hear stories about mothers lifting cars off of their children or doing these incredible feats of strength in a time of crisis, but we can't, or rather we don't know yet how to utilize that on command. And it may be that demons can actually do that, or it may be that your body reacts to the demons by utilizing that because your body would be in a state of crisis if it was being invaded in that way. Now, I'm not saying this is for certain. This is just one of the theories that I have about that because I haven't been able to think of a different explanation for it as of yet. But that is something interesting to think about. So that is, I think, the way that demons can possess and control and use a body to perform these incredible acts that we have seen. And it is because these stories of people being able to just shrug off tasers and pain and being able to fight off just a whole bunch of people, and the similarity of these kind of stories and the story that was shown in the Bible, that makes me think that this theory could be correct. Now, I am interested in what you guys think about this, so if you have a different opinion or if you think that I have left something out, then you can go ahead and leave that in the comments below, and I will try to address it in the future. And I think in my last video I forgot to say this, but Happy New Year's everybody. I hope everything goes well for you, and please do consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing if you enjoyed what you were listening to today. And I hope you have a nice day, and until next video, I'll see ya.